I've been improving my communication skills for over 3.5 years now. And in that time, I've spoken to hundreds, if not thousands, of different people. And one question that I always liked asking people, mostly older people, but generally everyone, is what's one or what's the biggest regret that you have right now? And one of the most common answers I got, probably 80% of the answers, always had something to do with choosing an option or a route or doing something in their life which they didn't want to do, but someone else wanted them to do. Something like some of the biggest regrets are something like going to the college that your parents chose for you instead of the one you wanted to go, working the job that someone else chose for you instead of doing what you wanted, or just not going traveling or doing things or buying things that you wanted because someone else didn't want you to do it because of someone else. And that's when I realized that probably the biggest mistake you can make in your life is living it in accordance to how someone else wants you to live it. Living your life not how you want to, but how someone else wants you to live it. Because what I realized was that if you live a life like this, like I feel like most people live a life like this, especially when it comes to their parents, like most guys, for example, I look at some of my friends, they kind of just turn off their brains when it comes to, for example, school, and they just do what their parents tell them to do. Okay, which high school do I go to? Go to this one. Okay, which college do I choose? Their parents are like, choose this one. Or their parents kind of try to give the illusion of choice and be like, oh, you can go to this one or that one. But essentially, it's the same thing. Become a lawyer, doctor, become an IT guy, become a whatever, businessman, sales guy. And the realization kind of hit me that when you live a life like that, you're not much different from a slave, basically, or like a prisoner. You're kind of just like a dog, just following orders, and you're not really living life at that point. And I feel like that out of all of the things that you might regret on your deathbed, not living your life the way you wanted it to, or you want to, is probably gonna be the biggest one. Like one situation that I had pretty recently was I finished high school and I'm supposed to go to college now. So my parents naturally kind of start pushing me in the direction of go to this college, whatever, whatever. And I decided I want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna skip this year. Maybe next year I'll go to college. Maybe not if this whole YouTube thing works out. But I don't want to do it this year. And I remember they really tried making me go. And at the end of it, they kind of got mad at me. But I never folded. And now everyone who I speak, everyone kind of older who I speak to about this tells me that I made a mistake and that it was the wrong thing to do and that I had so much potential. Like these people are speaking, I just realized these people are speaking to me as if I became a bum. Like as if the fact that I didn't go to college means I'm instantly just like a meth addict. Like I just became like a heroin addict who also deals drugs and is a criminal and like a complete, an utter failure. And one of the things that I'm proudest of at myself because of is the fact that I never folded. And it's really interesting to see how much my kind of tolerance towards people disapproving of me became. Like it got way better since I did this because now, before it was like someone would ask me, if I'm going to college, I'd be like, no, and they'd be like, oh no, why not, whatever. And I'd get all like, oh no, I feel bad they think this of me. But now it's like everyone who I speak to just gives me the same answer. I don't even care. I don't even really care that much what anyone really says or thinks about me at this point. So it's built a pretty good tolerance towards kind of not caring about people's opinion, which is a pretty good thing. But again, the thing that I'm proudest of is the fact that I chose to live my own life in the way that I want to live it. This might have been the worst mistake ever. Maybe this ruins my life. But guess what? Those consequences are my consequences. The ones that I made for myself in my life. And I will deal with them. And that's 1 million times better than following someone else's ideas or plans for you and then having to deal with their consequences. Or even if there's no consequences, living the life that they chose for you. So I think that in the past 3.5 years of working on my social skills, speaking to tons of people and everything, this might be probably the most important lesson that I've learned. Ironically, it doesn't even have much to do with social skills, but it's just something that I learned through speaking to a ton of people. When in doubt, do what you want to do. So that's your action step for this video. Just keep that in mind. When in doubt, do what you want to do. Take people's opinions into account. Take advice from people. That's what I always do. If someone older or more experienced is giving me advice, life advice, I never, in one ear and out the other. I always listen to the advice. I kind of digest it in my mind, think about it, and if I choose to implement it, I will. But if I choose not to, I won't. If you found this video helpful, I think you'll find a lot of value in this video right here. Click on the subscribe button and do the work.